Hey there guys, this is Darwin with another review, and what we have here is Central City's Red Betty IPA. Awesome label on this, or awesome can design. I really like the old-fashioned kind of this red color and that kind of font and design on that. Anyway, it is a IPA coming out from Central City Brewing, and they're in British Columbia, Canada. So not too many beers that I've reviewed from Canada on this channel, so also bring some fun beers. I have had this beer before. New York recently got distribution, so it's awesome to see that you know, a really cool beer got to New York. First time I had it was actually in Philadelphia, which Pennsylvania, if you don't know already, has like Philadelphia specifically has really good distribution, much better than New York. Though we've caught up in New York, so it's really nice. This beer comes in, by the way, this IPA is brewed with Magnum, Simcoe, Amarillo, and Centennial. So sort of those traditional kind of American hops, but there are some exciting beers that use those hops. So the beer comes in a nice kind of really rich kind of amber color, slightly darker, almost as like a dark amber gold. Let's get the aroma on this. Oh wow, really nice. I get this big punch of just like juicy grapefruit, oranges. It's almost like a marmalade. It's very sweet. It's not too like stickily sweet, not too sugary, but it is this nice kind of hop aroma with a lot of fruit. There's some complexity in there too. I get a little bit of this bready malt. I get a little bit of pine, a little bit of this kind of dank resin kind of quality. Yeah, there's this little bit of like Simcoe action in there. It's in the back end that you get sometimes in aroma. Cheers. Wow. Yeah, really nice. In the front, you notice that this beer almost has a slight kind of English kind of quality to it. Reminds me slightly of like an English IPA. Has this kind of like front punch of like a little bit of like woodiness, a little bit of towards almost like a grassy, woody. Again, sort of towards maybe the Magnum hops. That German Magnum hop has that kind of traditional kind of flavor. But in general, you get these IPA, American IPA kind of flavors. There's a big pop of bitterness up front. It transitions from that green, leafy, and woody kind of flavor onto a nice smack of pine. And then also you get a general flavor of like a grapefruit peel throughout. There's a nice kind of fruity presence throughout the beer. Those, you know, that probably that Amarillo and Centennial are shining through and giving that kind of traditional kind of grapefruit IPA flavor that you guys have all probably had a bunch of by now. So what I like about it is that there's nothing really too sticky about it. It's a really clean drinking beer. It just has a really wonderful mouthfeel. It just hits, again, in that front of the almost traditional kind of hop flavor, and then more towards the American kind of hop flavor, a decent amount of bitterness. There's barely any malt or any sweetness I can pick out. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome for that reason. There's not like a kick of breadiness or sweetness in the middle. It just really is a hop flavor and bitterness throughout the beer. On the back end, it's medium plus bitterness. Dries out quite nicely. It doesn't really cloy too much. Reasonably bitter, but it's not too bad. And it's just refreshing. It's exactly what I look for in IPA. The malt does not get in the way. The hop presence transitions throughout the experience. It's a clean drinking beer. It's just one of these beers that I really enjoy. It's actually really underrated in my mind. It's just an everyday kind of IPA for me. It stands there next to probably something like Cigar City High Ally. Let me think of another one. Stone IPA is another good one. Sculpin's another good one. These kind of accessible IPAs that you can just pick up off the shelf, and as long as it's fresh, you know you're getting a great experience, and it's a beer that you can just constantly drink all the time. Bell's Too Hard is another good example. This beer currently gets a 95 on Beer Advocate. I think it's around there, maybe a 96. Let's stick to a 95. Yeah, I agree with that rating. 95 is a great rating, and I guess it's underrated in the sense that not everyone knows about this beer, so that's why I call it underrated. 95, it gets a 95, I'm giving it a 95. It's a really up there with some of the best accessible IPAs out there, so highly recommend this. Let me know if you guys have had anything from Central City Brewing, and if you had this Red Betty IPA. Until next time, guys, cheers, later.